What is going on, guys? Welcome back to this week's episode of Punters Playbook. Pretty simple. It's rugby league. It's pretty simple. Where we talk about punting and whatever else. All right. It's a short week of Punters Playbook. I don't have all that to go off of, guys. It's a poo week for UFC. All right. So there's not much in the way of betting for UFC, and it's State of Origin right around the corner. Okay. If you're a fan of the channel, you would have seen the State of Origin reaction video, team list reaction. But yeah, so we don't have many games, guys. We have a total of 5 games, which is better than a rugby league zilch. We at least have some footy this weekend. Diving straight in the weeds, Tippers Playbook. We tip who we think's going to win. All right. So this one's a pretty, on paper, guys, easy week. Canberra versus the Dolphins. Canterbury, not Canberra. Canterbury, the doggies have lost some. Kurt Mann, Max King, and Stephen Crichton. 3 people they've lost, but the Dolphins have also lost the likes of... Guys, who have they lost? The Hammer. The Hammer. I don't know. I'm sure there's some. Finney Fuyaki, he's named as the 20th man, so I mean, there's a good chance he won't. He'll still play. I can't even really think of any, guys. I'm definitely they're going to come back to me, but on paper the Bulldogs have more people out. I still think the Doggies have more of a really resilient side. They've still got both their halves. All right, Matt Burton can come into a leadership role. Okay, yes. Okay, Crichton is big, but he's a big loss for the team, being the captain in that. But I think they should have enough firepower to deal with the Dolphins. All right, so I'm going to go with the Doggies. That was a bit of a deep dive there. Parramatta have lost Mitchell Moses and Zach Momax, the 2 biggest members of the team. So that's a big out for them. And then Manly, Manly have lost Olakawais, who's probably still going to play, but they've lost Ali Cherry Evans. So, not much in the way of loss for the Manly side, but Parramatta not having Momax, Parramatta not having Mitchy Mose to and Zach Lomax to they're 2 they're fundamental players for Parramatta. And I think they haven't been playing well as is. So I think without Momax, they're definitely not going to beat Manly. Even though Manly, are missing Daly Cherry Evans, I think Manly can scrape by the skin of their teeth without Daly Cherry Evans. So I'm going to take Manly on this one, guys. Even though it's at Combank Stadium, I'm going to take Manly. Up next, Penrith versus Newcastle. I'm trying to drag these out a little bit longer just so we can have a bit of a media video. Less punting, more tipping. Penrith versus Newcastle. Okay. Newcastle poo. One word to describe Newcastle poo. Have been, will be. Alright? I can see him winning a spoon bowl. This could be a spoon bowl. You don't know. Penrith not having, you want to say Penrith just because of how bad Newcastle's been, but, who are Newcastle missing? Ponga. Huge member of the team. I'll admit, huge member of the team. Fletcher Sharp, he's got a bit of substance about him, though. He's got some form about him. So, I think he's one of them blokes you put him anywhere, and he's probably going to get a job done. So putting him out the back at fullback, I don't mind that at all. Certainly the board's creaking. I don't think the board's going to fall. If this board falls, the video's done. So if it keeps creaking, we're going to kill this. Yeah, Fletcher Sharp, I think he's he's got good form about him. I like to watch Fletcher Sharp play footy, even though he scored a hat-trick against the Rabbits at Magic Round. Yeah, I think he's a bit of a bloke you can put anywhere, and he's going to get a job done. So, and then you look at Penrith, the Penrith side, where are they? This time of the year, everyone from Penrith packs their bags. Anyone with substance packs a bag, and they head to the Blue Mountains. So, no Dylan Edwards, no Brian To'o, no Nathan Cleary, no Liam Martin, and no Isaiah Yeo. 5 of, the top 5. Who else other than them 5 is there from the original, the original kill squad from Penrith? Moses Leota, Mitch Kenny. If this board keeps on creaking, I'm going to lose it. All right, I'm going to lose it. You hear me? So we sorted the board out. Yeah. So Penrith have lost a lot. The young stars are going to have to stand up if they want to win a game. I think anyone can beat Newcastle at some point. But I have a sneaking suspicion, all right, that Newcastle's going to get this one done. They have a few old crafty vets in there. All right, you got some few old crafty vets. You know, the Dean guys. Yeah, they got the Dean guys. Don't know. I could be completely wrong about this, guys, but I'm gonna risk it all for a point. I'm gonna go Newcastle. The Roosters versus the Cronulla Sharks. This is probably a game of the round. Second to Warriors, Raiders. Roosters played well last week. They showed hope. They showed promise that they're going to stick around and have some good games for this year. Dominic Young's back in the side because of the absence of Robert Toyer, I think. Yeah. So, yeah. Dominic Young's back in the side. Who do they lose as well? They lose Connor Watson, Robert Toyer, Lindsay Smith, Spencer Leniu. I think that's it. So they've lost 4 players. You know, a few of them are crucials too, whereas Cronulla hasn't lost a single player. That's why I'm going to go with Cronulla on this. I think, come on, guys. Come on. I think Cronulla's easily doing this. They've got a full side. They got all of their big names, but I don't know. Look, I don't think they're gonna mop the floor with the Roosters. The Sharks haven't mopped the floor with anyone this season, so I'm gonna say the Roosters win the first half, and you'll hear me talk about that later in the video when it comes to my multi. Bit of a sneak peek, but yeah, I think it'll be a tight game. I think it'll be a bit of a war of attrition. Give me the Cronulla Sharks. On to the main event, all right. Sunday main event, Wars versus Raiders. This game's sold out, all right. I believe it's in Auckland. I don't know. Don't fact check me on that. I've been wrong before. This is what, 2 versus 3? Number 2 on the ladder, 3 on the ladder. This is a good game, man. This is a serious... If we're talking about Cronulla Sharks and the Roosters being a war of attrition, this is a war of attrition, right? This is... Who wants it more? All right, who's going to go out there? Who's going to go out there and just seal the deal and sit up there and stay up there, is what I'm trying to say, all right? It's been good every time this season where either Melbourne, Bulldogs, Canberra, Warriors have been playing against each other. They have been good games. They've been good games. Whenever them 4 teams play each other, it's been good, all right? I think the Wires have won 5 in a row. Well, I know that. Honorary wire in that. I want to pick the Warriors, but the Canberra are only missing Huddy Young, whereas, you know, the Warriors are missing some like key players, and that in Mitch Barnett and James Fisher-Harris is on suspension. So, and I'm not missing anyone. So they're 2 of their key players. That's two huge parts of the Warriors side. That's your 2 captains. That's the 2 blokes who are leading the squad from the front, all right? They are some of just the powerhouses who have been doing a lot of the work for the Warriors this season. You miss them, you lose them, guess what? You're probably going to lose the game, all right? The rest of the guys, especially at the back, needed, you know, and the guys who are coming in to step into that spot for Mitch Barnett and Jack Fisher-Harris, they need to lace the boots up and they need to say, hey, look, back's up against the wall, all right? We're playing against a top 4 side, you know, looking like Canberra Raiders are probably going to maybe play in a premiership. We're not sure. It's too early in the season. It's unpredictable, but they're up there in contention. All right, you can't deny that. Boys at the back for the Warriors need to go, look, shit. Everyone on that Warriors side, not even just out the back. But I think out the back is where there's been issues this year, right? You're not seeing too many wingers scoring tries this year. Like for the Warriors, you know, fullback Pluxett hasn't scored a try all year. I'm not sure. Like, I don't think. Like the centers, you know, centers motor a bit. There needs to just be a little bit more going on there. And losing Barnett and Fisher-Harris is, yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to dwell on the Warriors too much, but, you know, because the Canberra Raiders have so many tools. They've only lost Hudson Young. Everyone else is still there. Yeah, Hudson Young's a pretty big part of that team, but I don't think he's going to be the make or break, all right? A lot of their tools are made up out the back, you know. It's just the Canberra Raiders have so many weapons. They leak tries, but the Warriors in the last few games haven't scored that many. So I am actually going to go to the Canberra Raiders here, guys. This hurts me because I'm on Oriowa this season. Oriowa. Alright, I've been jumped in, so this hurts me to say, but I'm going to take the Canberra Raiders here because I think the Milks get up with this one. They just have a lot more firepower all across the field. And the Warriors don't score enough tries to keep up with that, I think. Anyway, that's Tipper's playbook, all right? Bulldogs, Manly. Bulldogs, Manly, Newcastle, Cronulla, Canberra, Newcastle, Cronulla, Manly, Bulldogs. That's all my picks, right? Jot them down. You'll probably you'll be coming first in your tipping comp, just like me, right? I was recently third in my tipping comp. I'm now first, guys. So listen to my picks. Listen to the Pickers Playbook. And for everyone, saying, hey, make Punters Playbook and Pickers Playbook a separate video. I'm not going to do that, all right? I'm not going to do that. Everyone loves punting. Into the nitty-gritty, all right? The stats. I've got a few more stats than usual today because of the shortness of the round. There's not many games, So, kicking it off with the Dogs game, right? Canberra have won each of its last 6 matches against opponents that were ranked in the bottom 4. 4 of the Dolphins' last 5 interstate matches have gone under the total match points line. Josh Curran has been a first try scorer in each of his last 2 appearances at Accor Stadium. Jermaine Ozako has scored at least 1 try in each of his last 4 appearances against Canterbury. And Bronson Xerri has scored at least 1 try in 5 of Canterbury's last 8 matches. So, that's a bit of a, Hail Mary shot there for Bronson Xerri at the end there. But I like the Jermaine Ozako one. All right, I really like the Josh Curran one. And, there's some other, under stats and Canterbury winning games. Yeah. My multi for this one, cut and clean, nice and simple. Might not happen. Might. Josh Curran, first try scorer, all right? That's what the betting apps aren't going to see. They're not going to see the fact that Josh Curran has scored first in his last 2 games at Accor Stadium, right? They're not going to see that, and they're going to have Josh Curran paying some pretty hefty money to be a first try scorer. So give me Josh Curran, first try scorer. Simple, nice and easy. Para versus Manly. Parramatta have lost each of its last 7 matches on a 7-day turnaround. So, that favours Manly. Each of Manly's last 5 matches have gone under the total match points line. Jason Saab has scored a try in each of his last 6 appearances against opponents that were ranked lower on the ladder. Bit of a Saab stat. Tom Trbojevic has scored at least 1 try in each of his last 6 Friday appearances. And Ruben Garrick has scored at least 1 try in 6 of Manly's last 7 matches at CommBank Stadium. Whoa, guys. Dylan Brown has scored a try in each of Parramatta's last 4 night matches. And Josh Adokar has scored a try in each of his last 5 home appearances against opponents that were ranked in the top 8. Just barely there for Manly being ranked in the top 8, by the way. Not to take away from Manly, but, we picked them 13 plus the Cowboys and that. So I'm not a Manly hater, I'm just saying that. Josh Adokar value, Dylan Brown value, Ruben Garrick, Tom Trbojevic, and Jason Saab. My multi for this one, it's a three-man multi. I'm going Josh Adokar anytime. I'm going Sabi anytime. And I'm going Ruby G. My boy Ruby G. Deal for the year. And the first ever player to win Player of the Round. Front Field Insights Player of the Round. Just to let you know. Round recap. So they're my 3 anytime try scorers. Slip in all them into a little stack, and that's my multi. On to Penrith versus Knights. Newcastle have lost each of its last 9 matches against reigning premiers. That's a really specific stat. Each of Newcastle's last 8 night matches have gone under the total match points line. In 4 of Penrith's last 5 home matches, the opposition's starting right centre has scored a try. I'm not sure who that is for. It's Dane Gagai. It's Gags. It's craftiness. He's a vet. Blaze Talangi has scored a try in each of Penrith's last 3 matches as a favourite, and Isaac Tungo has scored a try in 4 of Penrith's last 5 home matches. Multi, Penrith to win, Gags anytime, and Tungo anytime. Boom. Onto the Chooks and Sharks. I've got to speed this up, right? I've got shit to do. Sydney have won each of its last 5 matches at an industry group stadium. Sorry. 8 of Cronulla's last 9 matches as a favourite have gone under the total match points line. Sydney have won each of their last... Oh my God. The Roosters have won either half in each of its last 10 matches against Cronulla. So that's what I was saying at the start of the video, guys. Roosters win the first half. War of attrition in that. In each of Sydney's last 4 matches, the opposition starting 5'8" has scored a try. That's Brendan Trindle, whatever you want to call him. Kaolero has scored at least 1 try in his last 7 appearances. Dominic Young has scored at least 1 try in each of his last 6 home appearances against opponents that were ranked higher on the ladder. That's a mouthful. Pause. This one, my multi for this one, I'm going Tupou anytime, Trindle anytime, and the Roosters win the first half. Boom. On to the main event, guys. On to the final game of the round. Warriors versus Raiders. I got a few in this one, guys. I got a few stats here. The Warriors have won 8 of its last 9 matches. Canberra's last 6 matches have gone... 5 of Canberra's last 6 matches have gone over the total match points line. I'm human. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to get that out every time. For the Warriors have covered the line in each of their last 5 home matches. Could be looking at them to cover the line. All right, we don't do many line bets over here, but it's an option. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck has scored a try in each of his last 4 appearances against Canberra. In each of Canberra's last 4 matches, the opposition's starting left prop has scored a try. I think that's Jackson Ford. Leka Halasima has scored a try in each of New Zealand's last 3 matches against opponents that were ranked in the top 4. Watene Zelezniak has scored a try in 4 of his last 5 home appearances against Canberra. Zach Hosking has scored a try in 3 of Canberra's last 4 matches, and Kyle Weeks has scored a try in 4 of Canberra's last 5 away matches against opponents that were ranked in the top 4. So there's lots going on there. There's lots to pick from. Okay, and I've probably I've probably taken to a little bit of the left fielders. I've gone Leka Halasima anytime, all right? This is 3 weeks in a row he's made Punters Playbook, and this is 4 weeks in a row that I've punted on him, all right? So, Leka Halasima, welcome. I think this is the 4th week. Yeah, this is the 4th week, so welcome. 4th time in my bet slips. And then KO weeks anytime. So, just 2 men. Nice and easy, nice and simple. That's all the stats. That's all my multis. Got to run this ball. Give me the ball and I'll run the ball up. I'll never do that again, I swear. On the board. Not much going on the board. That's why there was lots everywhere else. Because there's not much doing on the board, guys. Kicking it off. Cash cows, locks, long shots. Para, $2.65. As I said, they probably won't win without Momax, but you never know. It's at Combank Stadium. Raiders, $2.03. What is it on the app? 5 cents. $2.05. My handwriting's really bad. The Raiders can possibly win this one, guys. It's so possible the Raiders win this one. All right, as I said, I think they have more weapons than the Warriors. I think they have more weapons across the whole field. That's all for cash cows as far as the footy goes. That I wanted to put on there. That made the most sense. Like, I'm not going to put the Newcastles in at $2.55. Actually, sprinkle a little bit of sprinkle Newcastle. I've got them in at long shots. They were $2.90. They've dropped all the way down to $2.55. I'm taking them out of long shots as we speak, guys. Look at this. This is the first time I'm live taking something off the board, taking nights out of the long shots, and I'm putting them in a cash house. Imagine me writing them in here. Imagine I just put them in there. There you go. So yeah, Para Raiders. Knights as a long shot. I mean, cash cow. For the UFC, Medeiros, $2.50. Luvic Klein, $2.15. Macy Barber, $2.60. And Queensland was meant to be up here because it's Origin next Wednesday. I thought we might sprinkle a little bit of Origin on the board. So Origin, Queensland, $2.20. Put them up here in the rugby league stuff. The rugby league. Don't worry about these other bums. The locks, Penrith, $1.42. I think that's the first time this year Penrith have been in the lockbox. Doggies, $1.35, and the Sharkies making their debut in the lockbox at $1.33. For the UFC, we got... whoa! I actually don't know who this is. Blancho? I don't know who that is. $1.50. Gamarot, $1.70, and Oban Elliott, $1.17. I'd also probably like to chuck New South Wales in the lockbox. All right, I am a Queenslander, but New South Wales have a really good team. They always seem to look like they have a better team than this. Then, Origin rolls around and it's a different story. So, yeah, chuck New South Wales in the locks. They are paying a lock, so, yeah. And then long shots, Chooks, $3.35, and the Finns, $3.25. Boom, thanks for coming. And then this Ramirez bloke in the UFC is playing $5.20. Don't know who he is. That's it for the board, for the cash cows, locks, long shots. Try time. Try scorers, guys. I've added a third try scorer to every game because I think not many games, let's add a couple try scorers. So, for the first game, I got Blake Taffy, whatever you want to call him. Former Rabbitoh, right? First game starting this season, $3.05. I like that. I think he's playing in the centres. I think he's covering for Crichton. And then Herbo, $3.15. All right, it's criminal that he's paying that much. Yeah, he's playing Dogs, but he's one of their best players. He's one of the best, if not the best player for the Dolphins. Josh Curran, $4.80. All right. A lot of these blacks, the ones in black here, you probably can't see it in the webcam there, but the ones in black, right? These are all the added ones, and they're not just like an extra winger to score. All right, I've gone a little bit long shot here, so I've got Curran at $4.80. And then for the next game, Joshy Carr, $2. Ruben Gaza, $2.65. And then I got Burbo, Ben Travojevic, $4.20. I liked that one a lot. He played a good game last week, and I think that he'll probably step up this week. Next game, Tungo, $2.50. Kaipisi Paul at $6.75. I think it's a Paulie round. I think Paulie will get it done. And then I got Patea at $7.50. He scored a try against Broncos. So, yeah, he'll probably score again. Patea, $7.50. William Kennedy, $2.75. And Dominic Young, $2.35. All right, they'll probably score. And then I got Sando Smith at $5. Sandy Smitho. Then I got Wateni, $2. Ethan Strange at $4.25. And Leka Halasina, $5.25. Welcome to the board again, Leka Halasina. You keep making your way onto the board. That's it for try time. Nice and short one, nice and sweet one. Tried to make up for the names that we're missing, the games that we're missing, whatever, with a few others. The standouts, the additions were Leka Boy, Sando, Patea, Burbo, Curran. All guys who can score tries. All right, but they wouldn't usually be on try time. They usually wouldn't be on the board. Over here, I've got a little something new because of how short this video was going to be. It's probably going to be longer now because I've been rambling and gambling. Round stack. So I've got, because it's five games, I think this was the best round to bring this in and try and do it because there's only 5 games. I've got 5 games, I've got 5 try scorers, all right? Herbie. All right, heard of it. I got Herbie. I got Joshy Carr. I got Tungo. I got Sando Smith. And I got Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Throw all 5 of their names in a multi. And that is... that's what we're betting on. Yeah, that's like a little round stack. That's like the whole round. Multi in a stack. Stack them up. Over here to the Cheeky Little Pony. Last week we had a Cheeky Little Pony hiatus, and I'll admit we've only really kept track of 2 Cheeky Little Ponies. Since then, we've fallen behind on the Cheeky Little Pony front. So from now on, guys, Cheeky Little Pony. We've got... Is it race 4? I don't know if it's race 4, guys. I'm pretty sure it's race 1 at Randwick. I don't know why I put a 4 there. Alright, fairly certain it's race 1. Boop. Race 1 at Randwick. Alright, 11 a.m. or could be p.m. Not sure. I didn't check the a.m. or p.m. and I already wrote it on the board last night. And the horse's name is Damien. Damo. Alright, he's paying $21. Outlandish as fuck. But if you're a horse, your name's Damo, if your horse in your name's Damo, he's got to get the job done. He's got to race, all right? We're not talking Grace's Secret, all right? Prime Minister's Affair. These some outlandish bullshit horse names, all right? Just Damo. Oh, who you got? Who you backing today? Oh, I'm backing Damo. Yeah, he's going to go out there. Win by head. Win by whole horse. Win by 3 horses. Win by horse and carriage. I've got fucking Damo. Bro, Damo at 11 a.m. Imagine you have a big Friday night, you wake up Saturday morning at like 10:50, bro. You have just enough time to load up the betting app and you see Damo paying $21. Just punts through by a whole horse and carriage. Yeah! Yeah! That's punting gets me out of bed every morning. For horses like Damo. So, that's the whole board, guys. We've covered it all. I don't have Origin multis. Alright? I think Origin is a beautiful thing of its own. Yeah, I threw them on the board, but I think Origin's a beautiful thing of its own. I think we should let Origin do the talking. Will I punt on it? Probably. But I'm not going to do it for Punters Playbook, okay? We're going to hold Punters Playbook to the regard of Clubland, to the regard of the Telstra Cup or whatever, alright? We're not going to bring Origin into it. So, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Am I missing something? I don't think I'm missing anything. I think we've done it all. I just dropped a thanks for watching. I didn't even know if we were done. Are we done? Is this over? Is Punters Playbook over? Another week? Another week gone? Jesus, it's June already. Alright. It's not June yet, but we're close. We're close. Could be July next week. Alright. We'll be watching the grand final in a couple of days. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Punters Playbook. Another week gone. And hopefully all the little stats, tips, and tricks get you a win this weekend. Hopefully you wake up at 10:57. Open your phone just in time to watch Damo just fucking piss missile himself across the line. Where? Sorry for headphone users. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I gotta get out of here. Seriously, I don't know why I'm still hanging around. Thanks for watching. Check out socials, like, subscribe. See you later. Deuces! I don't know why I was wearing a tab hat this whole time.